All right, so I'm very new to hydraulics, but on our Brinkley, these rear jacks were sitting pretty low. People will flag us down on the highway and tell us our jacks were down, things like that. And we actually rubbed a couple times and pulled our SnapPads off. So I want to lift them just one hole to give me some added space. We're going to add these 90-degree elbows so that we can lift it up. This is actually it up one. I just got it seated here, but you can see it's kind of starting to pinch these lines. So these will alleviate that. What I couldn't figure out is every time I went to loosen this line, it leaked like a sieve everywhere. And everything I read online, everyone I talked to in the Brinkley groups said it should only drip a few, and then it's fine and it shouldn't be leaking out. Couldn't for the life of me figure it out. But again, like I said, I'm new to hydraulics. So what I found from Lippert is that one is your extend and one is your retract, and the jack has to be in that position to remove it. So I am in retract now, so I can take off the orange one without it leaking. So for those of you that want to make this mod to your Z, or even maybe your G if it's too low in the back, make sure you do that first so it's not leaking everywhere. So we'll get started. These are really easy. You'll need a 14mm wrench to get the hoses off. You'll need a 19mm or a 3/4 to get the main bolts off of the actual leg. So let's get started and see if we can't get this done this time. Alright, so here's our original fitting. See, it's just a straight fitting. And we're going to put this guy in there. Alright, much easier when you do it the right way the first time. So, you can see there's no kink now. That should stay out of the way of the actual slide. So we're good to go there. Now I'll retract, or I'll extend this one and remove the extend one so that I can get the 90-degree out of that one, and then this one will be done and I can bolt up the 3 bolts and be done. So what should have taken me 15 minutes has taken me I don't know, an hour while I screwed around with figuring out the hydraulic thing, but at least I learned, and now you guys don't have to. So now we're going to work on this one. You can see it's not leaking like a sieve, and that's because I have the jack all the way extended. So now it's working. So we've got plenty of play in the lines now. I still could go up one, I guess, but I think this is good enough. And then we'll just put these bolts back in the actual leg. I'm going to retract it first so I can kind of straighten it out a little bit. Then we can get them back in. So I'll get these all seated, but I want to show so previously you could only get 3 in. Now I've got a 4th slot so I can add some for security. So I may go do that at the hardware store and add a 4th one.
I can't hear you.
Audrey's over here asking me what I'm yelling at her, and I'm really just talking to you guys. So I will probably call Lippert tomorrow just to get an idea. I'm guessing this is a grade 8 or 10 bolt. But so that I can get 2 exact ones, I'll call and figure that out and add a 4th one. And I'm guessing on the other side I'll be able to add a 4th one as well. I don't know that it's necessary, but it'll make me feel better. So I just briefly wanted to show what I'm using for tools. I have 2 breaker bars just to break the 3 bolts free. This is to ratchet them on and off. Like I said, 19mm or 3/4, and then this is for my 2 lines, 14mm, and that's really all you need, and some shop towels to kind of wipe up the drips, but that's all you'll need. It really is like a 15 or 20 minute job once you know what you're doing. So I'll do this whole side on video so you can all see it. This one has the T, and so we'll see how that goes. Forgot to turn the camera back on, but for this orange hose, I've got it. I've got the fitting facing the front of the rig, so towards your tow vehicle. So now all we have to do is extend the jack, and then we can get at this T and figure out how goes on, and split this one to the side so it doesn't pinch when it goes up. This one's okay. I think it just needs to be, the T needs to be the other way, right? So we're just gonna do that. And then we should have enough clearance that some of these harvest hosts and things like that, we won't rip our SnapPads off. So you can see this one is teed up this way. We're gonna go this way with it to give this line a little more room.
No, way over there. Look. It could be all the grass.
It's always fun trying to do these projects with 3 little kids. You can probably hear them screaming at each other.
I can hear you, Daddy.
See?
Rude. And we're not fighting. I go this. Hey, that's what I literally just told you.
Alright, you can just leave it right there, hon.
Okay, I'll leave it right here.
Thanks.
Is it a crab?
It's not a crab. We're close to the mountains, hon, not the oceans. We don't have any crabs. Alright. So let's see if I can get this. But that is what it should look like after the fact. I'm gonna have to fix this a little bit so that this is more aligned, but that's what it should look like. So now I'm taking the bolts completely out and I'll shift it up one. Still may need to adjust this. This doesn't move, so I'm not concerned about that, but I don't know. I don't necessarily love it, but we'll test closing this slide and see what happens. The one thing I don't have is torque specs for these bolts. So I'm gonna just crank them as hard as I can for now. And then I will call Lippert tomorrow to ask. And I'll put that in the comments just so everyone has it. I know for these, you tighten them finger tight and then a quarter of a turn to get them in. We're done. I don't see any crimping.
I'm looking.
See any leaking. Around here. And then what I'll end up doing is coming back out and double checking these tomorrow to see if there's any dripping or leaking. But for now, nice easy fix. Now I'll have the clearance to get over some of these uneven terrains. So if you're looking to do it, simple fix. I'll put links to the fittings you need. I just got them off Amazon. I don't think they were all that expensive, maybe 10 bucks a piece. So for 40 or so bucks, get yourself a couple extra inches of clearance.